What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Nerd Theory, or the Den of Theory, or Den of Nerds, or wait, no, wait, it is Den of Nerds. No, you're changing it. Yeah, I screwed up.
Yeah.
Yo, what up? We're back
What
with
up?
another episode, and we got the Mando trailer coming out tonight. Josh, what's going on? How's your week, bro?
Week was good, man. Had a lot of fun on the weekend. Spent some time just meditating alone on Saturday. A lot of people undervalued the spending alone time kind of thing, so that was cool. But yeah, just chilling, man. Very excited for this trailer tonight. The big
Yeah,
question is, will we see Ahsoka?
I don't think so. I really, I can't see it happening, but maybe.
But maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I did a video on it earlier today. I'm hoping for some kind of money shot. Like the
Yeah,
first trailer to me was serviceable,
yeah,
but nothing really special. Like no like kind of thing.
yeah. It's just like
Uh
okay, Mando season 2 is coming. You know what? If they drop a little Ahsoka something in there tonight, people are going to go crazy and they're going to be resubbing to that Disney Plus again. So I can see that
yeah,
actually happening.
or like a Gideon sitting down with Palpatine or something, Pal taking him on his knee like
Sit here, my boy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hopping him up and down.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Okay, so today we got a pretty interesting episode. We're going to talk about something that popped up last week. I'm going to bring it up on the screen right there. So in this new book that I ordered, and it's on the way, it's being shipped from Pablo Hidalgo. Allegedly, George Lucas was going to have Luke Skywalker die in Episode 8. We got a lot to talk about in today's episode regarding this. I'm excited to get the book myself and read it, but it's mainly just a fact book. It's like a Star Wars facts. So I think this is like really the only page that you see regarding this. I don't think there's really more of an elaboration on it. I know, Josh, you were telling me how you think this book is. It's not even like a Lucasfilm publicized book or something. You say?
Yeah. I looked at it a little bit, and it's definitely just written by Pablo, but the publisher is someone that I'm not really familiar with. It's a portable press, and they actually have like five different imprints, and they usually do like a lot of stuff. Like they have this funniest ever blunders jokes book, like trivia kind of stuff, toilet room activity. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
seems kind of, yeah, it's a little
Like an
weird.
Uncle
So
John's kind of.
yeah, so I
Yeah.
was like, I gotta be honest, I really don't think this is official Lucasfilm at all. So take that for what you will. I know Pablo has obviously a lot of Star Wars knowledge, and he used to be really cool on Twitter and like talk to fans and answer stuff back. And so I know he shut that off at one point, and it kind of seems like maybe he's now taking some of that knowledge and putting it into this book.
Yeah, maybe. Some of the things that I've read regarding George Lucas on in an interview back when the originals were being made. In print, this interview was in the making of Return of the Jedi book, I believe, and it was with like all the directors and everyone like behind the crew. Forgot the names, but I think Irvin was in there. I think. Anyways, he said that if you kill off a main character, you alienate the audience, and that he said that there were treatments for the sequels, but he never. I just remember somewhere he mentioned something about he never would have wanted Luke to die up until Episode 9.
Sure.
And so
Yeah.
this whole thing, a lot of people, a lot of sequel fans are running with this and like, oh, I bet Star Wars Theory won't talk about this. It's like, guys, I don't hate the sequels. Like, I don't like them, but I'm not at war with you because you like the sequels. If you like the
Yeah.
sequels, that's great. I don't have to like it, right?
Yeah.
So this book, it doesn't go into context. So maybe George Lucas did have some idea of Luke dying in Episode 8. Maybe he would have gone into the Force. As we know, the sequels for George Lucas was a treatment on midi-chlorians. The whole thing was
Mm.
about midi-chlorians. So he wanted to go into depth and detail regarding everything to do with midi-chlorians. Now, to do that, I would imagine if you die, you get to know more about the Force. Because what happens when you die in Star Wars, if you're a Jedi, you become one with the Force. So
Yeah.
maybe he would have Luke go into the Force, learn a whole bunch of things from Yoda and Obi-Wan and Anakin, and then come
Yeah.
back out. That's what I get out of this. I don't think it would
Yeah.
have been, but people are running with it and they're like, oh, like Episode 8's like exactly how George Lucas wanted. It's like, no, he wasn't at the premiere. Like,
Yeah.
I know people who know him firsthand who have mentioned that he is not a fan of Episode 8 at all.
Yeah. No, I've
Allegedly.
also heard the same thing. Yeah.
So I mean,
Allegedly. Yeah.
so anyways, that
Yeah.
being said, I think it would have been cool if Luke Skywalker did die, go into the Force, learn a whole bunch of stuff, and maybe come back out.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
if with Episode 8, if he died, and then Episode 9 he came in and he was like, we got to see his journey through the Force, kind of like Harry Potter meeting Dumbledore.
sure. Yeah.
And then you see like dead weird Voldemort under the bench and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fetus Voldemort. I think that would have been really neat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, firstly, like I appreciate you sort of going to that place with it, with like the theory and trying to think about what George actually would have wanted, because like my knee-jerk reaction to this was way more negative, and to me it's like this,
Were
man.
you like, this is bullshit? Like,
Well,
this is
because
made up?
not necessarily that it's bullshit, but the fact is, fans have been dying to know more and more about George's story. We've been dying to know.
Yeah.
We've wanted to know
Yeah.
a whole bunch of different things about that story. And I find it really frustrating that the first time we get any like official confirmation from anybody at Lucasfilm
Yeah.
about what George's story was going to be,
Yeah.
it's sort of used as this underhanded kind of, hey, screw you, man babies. Luke was always going to die.
Dude, what
Ha,
was
ha,
up with
ha.
that? And I saw like Andy Gutierrez was like drinking like I've never talked about this because I just recently found out about it. She was drinking a cup with what was it, man baby tears or something, or like Luke's tears or something?
Yeah, I think it
What
was
was that
something like
about?
that, like Luke's fans tears or something. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
I was like, how
and
could you make fun of the fan base like that, man? Like,
yeah, no,
aren't we supposed to be all
they
inclusive and like?
yeah. Well, they really screwed up with thinking. I think they really underestimated how many people really liked Luke, and not just liked Luke, but like Luke represented something to them.
Yes,
You know what I
hope.
mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man. When I saw this, I was like, dude, Pablo, like, this, it just feels icky to me in all sorts of ways. Like, what do you mean? Like, first of all, to say on face value that a character dying in a treatment of a film, and then comparing that or trying to find some way of saying this is the same thing as episode
Yeah,
8.
yeah.
Like, to imagine that the episode 8 we got is anywhere close to the episode 8 that George Lucas would have given us is ridiculous. And so to use that one thing that may or may not even be true, but to use, I mean, like, this is what's crazy. It's not even just in the book. It's like a whole like chapter. It's like a whole freaking thing that he wanted to put like right out there. And it just feels to me super underhanded, to the degree to which I was frustrated, because I feel like certain people within Lucasfilm are stoking this flame. Like, they do stoke this flame, and there's zero reason to. And to me, this just, it kind of feels like Pablo being Pablo again, unfortunately.
Yeah, stoking the fire. Look, man, I don't know him personally. I thank him for all of his work at Lucasfilm, but some of his treatments towards the fans have not been favorable, in my
Yeah.
opinion, on Twitter.
Yeah, I know that he at one time I think was really good, and I think people on sort of whatever side of the fan war all
Yeah.
appreciated like what he did,
I
because
still
he
appreciate
did.
what he does. Yeah.
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 Well, I think his Twitter's completely shut off now. I
Yeah, we
don't think
talked about this last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
it's gone, man.
he pulled out of that for
Mhm.
whatever reason. And hey, look, maybe it was just too much. Like, I can appreciate that.
We can both appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
So maybe
I'm sure he
that's-
gets it, tenfold.
Yeah, for sure. But I do also think that when you're, when you represent Lucasfilm,
When you are who you are, Pablo.
yeah, you have to think about these sort of things. To be fair, we haven't read the chapter, so we don't know.
Mm.
But it feels like a super inflammatory kind of like, and
really
you're absolutely
really
right.
connecting, trying to like push together like he also, episode 8 was also the one where Luke was going to die. It's like, okay,
Did they also
well,
go to Canto
didn't
Bight?
Sam Witwer say that Ryan Johnson didn't do his Star Wars homework? So
Yeah.
if we're connecting them, then did George Lucas not do his Star Wars homework? Like,
It's like you start to strip away all the things outside of Luke dying in that film, and then talk to me about that. You know what I mean? Like, is Luke pole vaulting and freaking drinking titty milk,
Jesus,
and
dude.
you know what I mean? Like, what? Like,
Eh,
is that in Georgia's script? I don't think so.
I don't think so,
I'm just
man.
gonna go out on a limb and say the titty milk is not in Georgia's script.
The green titty milk, which by the way tastes really good at Galaxy's Edge, but that's another. That's
Okay,
another story.
haven't had it.
The
I'll
blue
check
one
it out.
tastes better. Yeah, it's like a weird frozen Jolly Rancher kind of thing going on, mixed with like pieces of grass.
Well, I would kind of take it back now. I'd probably drink the titty milk too. That sounds
If it tastes
pretty.
like that, yeah, dude,
Yeah, for sure. That
refreshing
tastes
little
pretty good.
drink. Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
um, what's going on, chat? How you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are they dealing with it?
Yeah, how are you guys doing with it? I mean, I saw like Twitter was very like I was getting tweets left, right, and center, man. I was just like,
Mm.
all right, guys, like it's okay, like don't run with it, It's,
Yeah. It's just one of those things that's to me really not needed. Again,
mm,
if you're going to talk about George's stuff, I mean, we're all really curious. I'd love to know more about George's plans. Like, really, I would. And I'm not even convinced that they would be fantastic. To
mm,
me, like the wills and the microbe world and all that sort of stuff, it runs the risk of being super weird,
yeah,
you know?
definitely.
So I'm not even convinced that it would have been great. But in earnest, I do desire to know what it was like. And it
Yeah.
just feels like using that knowledge in a way to try to, you know what I mean? Like divide instead of put stuff back together just feels really backwards
Quite
for,
Sith-like.
yeah, for sure. Like that's not the Jedi way at all.
Yeah, it's not the
So.
Jedi way. Um,
Yeah.
sorry, Jack. Anyways, Jack says his mom just walked in when we said titty milk from the Last Jedi.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Anyways, so, hey, hope you're doing well and hope you're having an amazing October so far. Thank you, Johnny. Hope you're having a good October too. It's my favorite month. So, a little sad
Nice.
with everything going on with COVID. So, I mean, would like to go trick or treating, and yes, still go trick or treating. Never too old. Yo, what's up? How are you guys? What up, Chris? Very excited for Mando tonight, and what better way to get hyped than watching you two? It's interesting that George would have killed Luke. Regardless, hating the sequels is a completely valid argument, even though I like him. Yeah, I am totally open to everyone's point of view. If you love him, I have said it a million times, great. If you hate him, great. Like, it makes no difference to me,
Yeah, for sure.
As long as you're respectful and cordial and you're not, like, in your face about hating it or in your face about loving it, so... will we see Starkiller or Ezra? Maybe Ezra. I don't know about Starkiller.
Yeah, there was some. I mean, I'd love for Ezra to pop up in Mando too. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've only heard one person talk about that though, so I'm not fully on board with that. But yeah,
We should get
it would be
Rahul
really cool.
on the show.
I would love to have Rahul on the show. Maybe after the November 27th episode, we can have him on.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe that'd
I'd
be
down with
nice.
that.
Yeah,
Do you think Ezra's with Ahsoka?
I kind of got a feeling. Yeah, kind of got a feeling. Otherwise, I don't think. I just think the timing of some of this stuff wouldn't necessarily make as much sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you want to talk about the Bo-Katan show a little bit? The rumored
Cara
Bo
Dune.
and yeah.
Okay. Let's go for
You
it.
hear about this?
I
So
didn't
this-
really. I saw that there were like some rumors or something, but
Yeah. So this came from Kessel Run Transmissions. They've
Shout
been
out.
pretty on it. Yeah. They've been really good. They had the Bad Batch scoop,
Mhm.
which was totally obviously confirmed by Disney at this point. But what's interesting about it is apparently the show will focus on Cara Dune and Bo-Katan because they had a lot of great chemistry on set in Mando 2. And a lot of people speculate that Katie Sackhoff will be playing Bo-Katan in Mando Season 2. And Katie herself, liked to tweet from Star Wars Universe about the report of the show. So she's like paying attention, she's watching it, she liked the tweet. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but again, just kind of fun to talk about. But here's my question for you: is like, if there's a Bo-Katan show with Cara, doesn't it feel like that has to be more of a Bo-Katan show than a Cara show?
yeah, we don't really know much about Cara, right?
Right.
She's a mercenary. She's
Yeah.
she's a badass. She's a rebel badass, basically. I'd love to see a show about her, and having her involved with Bo-Katan would be really cool. How they would put that together, I mean, she'd either have to be some sort of a Mandalorian spin on things, but excited to see how they do it.
Yeah, man. I think there's only a couple of ways that it could go down if it involves the dark saber, because obviously we know Gideon has the dark saber, and the last person that we saw with it before Gideon was Bo-Katan.
Right.
So if Bo's trying to get that saber back, it's possible she does. And then my question would be, well, what is Kara doing with her then? Like, is she going back to Mandalore with her to help her rule? Is she becoming a Mandalorian? Are they going around the galaxy to gather other foundlings and then go back to Mandalore?
Cool.
Like,
It's a cool idea.
yeah, like what would they be
What's her
doing? 'Cause-
involvement? Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe
that's what I'm
Kara
curious
is like,
about.
I don't know, like the Luke Skywalker to Bo. And Bo is like the Rey. I don't know, maybe she's like broken.
Okay.
Like Moff took her, like Gideon took, to beat her up or something, took the dark saber, and she
Ooh,
like has,
yeah, because we
and it's
don't
just
know.
like sick ass,
Bo-
like girl power kind of show.
yeah,
Yeah. I'd be
yeah.
down with
Well,
it.
speaking on that for a second,
The boys?
girl,
Is that where you're going?
girls get it done.
Girls
But,
get it done? Is that where you're going?
I mean, a little bit, but
Okay.
I was gonna say that, like, as far as a female-centric show, right?
Yeah.
I think this would be the way to do it, because Cara Dune, she's not just a female character, she's also like totally awesome and
Yeah.
just badass and physical, and
Yeah.
I think the same thing of Katie Sackhoff. Like, Katie Sackhoff is that kind of dude. Her Instagram, she's still like in incredible shape.
Yeah.
She's like killing it.
Yeah.
So it would be incredible to watch those two ladies together in a show, being like real true badasses. And like, no offense to like Ray or whatever, but
No
that's
offense
like,
to Ray or whatever.
but that's the direction I would like them to go
Yeah.
to. If they're gonna do, like, here's the thing: if you're gonna do a female warrior, I need to believe it. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
need to buy it. Like,
You
Ridley
look at
from
Cara
Alien.
Dune and you just know that just she would rip your face off. Like I would not. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, you believe it. Right. And there's backstory to her, I believe, that they're going to develop. But even just like from the few moments of seeing her, I just feel like she's an interesting character that I'd like to know more about.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
So, yeah. And having Bo-Katan in there, I think the dynamic would be pretty sweet. And if you say they have good on screen, on set chemistry, I'm intrigued to see what that's like.
Yeah, man. Could be really, really cool. And there was that Russian doll director, Leslie
Right.
Headland.
Right.
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 And so here's the hoping that this is the show that Headland is doing.
Oh,
Because if that's
right. That was
the
a
case,
female-centric show. Right.
right,
Right.
yeah,
Very interesting.
I would be very excited for this as the female centric.
are coming together, my young
Hopefully,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Hopefully,
Yeah.
because dude, female centric, that can turn some people off for sure. But like, if you're talking about like just Bo-Katan and Cara Dune hanging out, like, I'm sold.
Right.
Like, I'm sold.
Like, as I've said millions of times, like I don't care what gender you are. It doesn't matter to me as long as you're a cool character and you're got a good backstory. I mean, it's all good. Like, it doesn't matter. I mean, look, we love Ahsoka. There are many powerful female characters in Star Wars that we've always loved. So this narrative that a lot of people like to spin about Star Wars fans being sexist or this and that, it couldn't be further from the truth. Sure, there are. I'm sure there are some fans, just like there are, weirdos everywhere. But I don't think that's, at least not in my world, that's not the majority, because that's not where I come from. That's not where you come from. So it's like, yeah.
I would even argue that most Fandom Menace people, and not to speak for them because I can't, but I would even argue that most Fandom Menace people are not actually mad about Rey being a female.
I don't think they are at all, yeah.
Yeah, they're mad that like she's not an organic character. She doesn't actually have
That her
a place in
character
the
sucks.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sucks.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
she's handled with kid gloves, and they almost treat like sort of the false or rather the shield that is identity politics or whatever that Lucasfilm might use to sort of try to shield Rey. That's really what's offensive. You know what I mean? Like, that is really, I think, what bugs people the most. It's not actually that she's female. It's that she's bad character, and then when you try to point it out, you get accused
Yeah.
of being sexist or
Yeah.
whatever, which is like,
It's like, what?
whew,
Welcome to
yeah,
2020.
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it's how
I
it
guess
is.
so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to
Yeah.
talk anymore.
Yeah, I know, right? We better be quiet.
It's hard to talk anymore without getting your words twisted into like some sort of a weird agenda or something that you never meant or intended based on someone's preconceived thought in their own mind, and then they try to pin that on you, and it's like, what?
Yeah, it's a damn shame, dude. I think that a lot of people are sort of just predisposed to be angry, and predisposed to argue with people online. It's almost like they're being programmed
I don't
to.
even know if it's that, but I think a lot of people, mental health is a very, very serious thing. I have spent years studying it. I've spent tens of thousands studying it. More into that on another channel, but
Yeah.
I think people run with their thoughts, and I think we all have a lot of thoughts, and I think people believe them. And that's the thing, is you have to always differentiate which thoughts are yours and which are just brain language.
Sure.
So a
Yeah,
lot of
that's very
people
true.
may have a thought about you or me, and they might believe that, and they might run with it. Like, this is who they are. This is, I know them as a person. Garbage. Blah blah blah. And they may link it to someone else that they know. They may attach that and run with that even more, fueling the fire because now it's got some emotional value to it from someone in their past or something. This person's just like that person. Boom.
Yeah.
It's over, baby. Canceled movement. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
No, yeah, I can certainly appreciate that, especially like the whole like the brain language. I think that's so true because people take ownership of all these thoughts, right? And all these emotions. And like anxiety, for instance, like anxiety is not a unique experience. Anxiety like just happens naturally to all sorts of people all the time. So like
It's
to
normal,
think that
but
like you are uniquely experiencing anxiety or that anxiety is uniquely yours is just not true. It's just a byproduct of the mind. You know what I mean? Like that inevitably happens when certain thoughts go a certain way,
yeah.
and you can choose to think away from it. But that requires a certain amount of perspective and self-awareness, I guess, that isn't really sexy in 2020. So
I think it's extremely sexy if someone has the ability to observe their thoughts and be the gatekeeper, as Dr. Steve Phillipson would say, regarding the different thoughts that they may have in their life. So anxiety, I feel like, is just it's an emotional response that you have to some sort of a thought in general. And because there's an emotional response to this thought, it makes it all that much more real, and people believe it and are tormented by it and are terrorized by it. But it couldn't be further from the truth, because we have about 90,000 thoughts running through our heads every day. There are just some that elicit a certain emotional response and some that don't.
yeah,
But it's your
yeah,
ability to be able to differentiate what is what. And most, 9 times out of 10, it's pretty easy, because the ones that give you anxiety,
sure,
that those
sure,
aren't your thoughts. Those aren't the ones that you hold. Those are the ones that you want. So if there are two different, if there's one person observing the thoughts and one person who isn't, which one is you?
Oh yeah, that's some Zen shit right there, man. That's
Yeah.
like in Zen they call that direct pointing,
Mm.
which is this sort of game of, what is your consciousness, and then when you start when you're thinking about your own consciousness, who is thinking?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like they call that direct pointing, and there's a lot of like great Zen parables that sort of play with that idea.
Absolutely.
And you find yourself like being like, oh shit. But what's cool about it to me is that it really just means that you as a person, or your identity is really a construct, right? And so consciousness itself is this sort of unknowable, very fluid thing, and we just happen to have it going on in our brain,
Mm-hmm.
which is cool. But this idea of like Alan Watts said, trying to find yourself is trying to bite your own teeth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like that's not a thing.
Yeah.
So,
Most things start and end up here, and it depends what you want to believe.
absolutely.
So
We just went down a little.
we did completely different path to Star Wars, but that's what you get on Nerd Theory.
Yep. Oh yes.
Someone said the trailer's out. No, it won't be out until another hour at least, I think.
Yeah, probably.
$100 from Ryan. Dude, thank you so much. Savior and conqueror, hero, villain, you are all things, Revan. And yes, you are nothing. In the end, you belong to neither the light nor the darkness. You will forever stand alone.
That's nice.
It's very beautiful. I got to finish KOTOR.
Oh, yeah. Great, man. Great. Great characters, for sure.
I think PC should be out of Star Wars. Political correctness. I think mainly PC is in like a computer. Just tell the story for the sake of the story. Character development is key. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Reese Flynn, thank you for being a new member. I posted the 1 minute and 6 seconds of the new animation for you guys, where prequel fans end up going to a sequels themed party. Pretty funny. I hope you guys will enjoy it. It's it's looking.
It's a cool concept, dude.
Yeah, it's fun. I when I posted a clip of it, like 10-second clip or something, a lot of people were pretty pissed. A lot of sequel fans are like, "Yeah, you would divide the fandom," but I'm like, "You haven't even seen it yet." It's actually making fun of prequel fans, but
yeah. I mean, we're all Star Wars fans. You know what's so funny to me about this is I know we all get like kind of tangled up in our shit, but I was reminded of how different we are as a Star Wars fan from a lot of other people. So like, have you ever watched Red Letter Media at all? Any of their stuff?
Oh, those two guys in the chair?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So they've done some pretty like funny breakdowns of like the prequels, breakdowns of the sequels and stuff, and they're very, very critical. And one of the things I realized watching them was like they're film fans. They're not Star Wars fans.
Mm-hmm.
So like they were making fun of people that go to conventions. Like they were talking about how they think it's absurd that there's this group of fans that exist without being movies, and then those fans get excited for the movies without like knowing about the movie or if it's good. And it made me realize like, yeah, for sure.
What do you mean?
Well, like basically, I forget which one it was, but they were basically dogging like adults that dress up as Star Wars or that go to a convention for Star Wars. That's what they were saying. They were basically saying like they were making fun of the fans basically. And it made me realize, I was like, yo, this is crazy because, you know, regardless of if a sequel fan or a prequel fan or an OT person, like regardless of how they feel about like, let's say Rey or Anakin or whatever, we're all like in this bubble of stuff that like we all love, and from an outside perspective we're all just that group of nerds. So to like most of the world we're all the same thing, and it's just crazy that we go at each other so hard.
Civil War is a thing.
Yeah, but it's nuts, dude. Like we are literally on the same team, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Civil War, man.
Yeah, it's wild though. It's wild.
So they made fun of, I think I remember this. They made fun of people, Star Wars fans going to conventions.
Yes. I forget which video it was. It may have even been one of like the episode 9 breakdowns or whatever. And it was sort of like an offhanded comment that they had made about how they were like, well, what do you expect from Star Wars fans? A bunch of, you know, grown-ups that, you know, put bathrobes on and go to conventions and stuff. And I'm like just thinking in my head, I was like, dude, Star Wars Celebration is literally like one of the funnest things I've ever done. Like it's just literally like so cool, dude. And I can't wait for the next one. So,
well,
I don't know.
I'm sorry they live in that world where everything is so black and white.
Yep.
I like the sequels as popcorn movies and not so much for the story, because I don't really like the story, but I think they're entertaining. Yeah, so when I went and saw the sequels, man, I was hella entertained when I was going to them. I remember being entertained while I was watching. I was entertained while I was watching the whole thing, all of them in the theater, because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was happening or what was going to happen at any moment. At the end, I had my different, consensus about it. But during 9, I had, I think, the most fun, because I told you, me and my buddies, we dressed up, got our lightsabers, we had popcorn, we went to walk to the theater. Like, we were about it, dude. Like, we had a really good time. So that definitely sparked up the moment for me. But yeah, they are. Yeah, sure. They're. I mean, anything could be a good popcorn movie. Have you seen The Room?
Yeah, for sure. That's a fun one, dude. Yeah.
Besides the present topic and Boba Fett, who do you think would most likely get a spin-off from Mando?
Besides all the shows that are rumored, like just clean slate.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know. It'd be cool to see what Grief Karga's getting into. Maybe he's like it kind of seems like he's either a senator or a representative of Navarro now. So maybe a show with him where he's just doing like senator things or something. I don't know.
Okay. I just think they should go all the way back to before the Phantom Menace. Cover that period. I think it'd be really interesting.
No, that would be great.
Plagueis and Palps. Palps rise to power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, technically not really spinning out of Mando, but who cares? That'd be awesome.
I don't care. What I love about Mandalorian is that they're casting women fighters as women fighters, girls who plausibly go toe-to-toe with the guys IRL. I know, right? Like, Gina Carano could beat the crap out of, I would say, a lot of men.
Yeah. I would count myself among those men for sure, and she would definitely beat the crap out of me, and I wouldn't even be mad.
I'd fight her.
I'd fight her. I would love to see what she's got
for a fun match. Yeah,
I'd love to see what she's got.
Just get my ass beat. That'd be fine.
Yeah, man. I wonder how fast she would go for the takedown. You know what I mean? Because like I'm not really trained in wrestling at all. Are you?
No, not really. I mean, I did UFC at a local camp.
So you might be able to like spring out or something, but
I don't know. I did martial arts my whole life, but not,
Yeah, me too, but not wrestling. I feel like if she took me down, I would have a lot of trouble.
My wrestling experience is like wrestling with, buddies. That's about it. But yeah, man.
She's a bad one. That's for sure.
Yeah. I would not have a problem with her beating me up. Do you guys think Luke died a virgin?
Yo, that's a great question.
Not in Legends.
Yeah, not in Legends. Phew, that's a tough one, bro. I would say probably, which kind of sucks to think about. I mean, he's no real Avaros,
well, Jedi could sleep around. They just couldn't fall in love. They couldn't form attachments. So
for sure. I mean, he has that vision, right? What book was it?
It was The Last Jedi.
Yeah, he has the vision of the wife that he had.
Yeah, he has a wife on Tatooine, and he's a moisture farmer, and yeah.
So who knows? Maybe I don't think that was really based on anything. In fact, doesn't he admit that was the Force trying to like sneak in? I think.
I can't remember.
Yeah, because he had like walled off the Force, but he felt like it was sneaking in his dreams, which is kind of cool. Like that's kind of cool, but yeah.
Biting my tongue.
He probably died a virgin for sure.
I love the idea, which is fine. I love the idea of a Cara Dune and Bo-Katan team up, but I'm still waiting for Ahsoka and Sabine. Yeah, I hope that this Cara and Bo show doesn't affect the Ahsoka and Sabine show. Wait, there's a Ahsoka and Sabine show?
Sort of. It's not really okay. So there's
two
shows.
Mandalorian season 2.
No, it's only one episode. Everybody's got it so twisted. Ahsoka's only in one episode. And it's just a little like it's just supposed to be a seed, and then you're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch that story elsewhere. That story's not gonna end in Mando. But there's two shows that are rumored. So there's a Sabine and Ahsoka animated show that is still rumored, but it's weird because,
cool.
Dude, yeah. Well, this is what a lot of people are excited for. It's the supposed Rebel sequel. People call it a Rebel sequel, but it's not really a Rebel sequel. But it is a Sabine and Ahsoka show where apparently they search for Ezra. So that's one show.
Down with that.
It'll be so dope. But apparently there's also a live action Ahsoka show, and nobody has any idea what that's about. So
I just want to see Ahsoka live action. I want to see what she actually looks like.
Dude, me too. I'm really hoping. I've been actually thinking a lot about this because I don't want her to look really, really different. You know what I mean? She's obviously going to look different than the animated character. But I think they really need to, like, I don't know, man. I'm just interested to see. Like, I think they need to nail it. You know what I mean? Like, there are great cosplayers out there that do great Ahsokas. And I will just be...
Ray Kennex, she's killing it.
Oh, she's killing it, dude. But I'll be really weirded out if Rosario looks very different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I like this from Strictly Star Wars. The problem is not Luke died. It's how he died. True that.
Indeed.
Can we just take a
Indeed.
moment to appreciate the fact that Hayden Christensen was in a show called Higher Ground?
Was he really?
Yeah. Can someone
That's
tell me when
amazing.
the trailer's coming out? Yeah, so it's in like an hour. Monday Night
Yeah,
Football.
probably a safe bet. Yep.
What's up, you scruffy looking nerdif hurters? What were you doing with that word? See what
Yeah,
I
I'll
did?
take it.
Oh, I see what you did it on purpose. Funny. Just finished watching KC versus Buff. Go Chiefs, by the way. No trailer, though. Maybe the 8 p.m. game. Are you sure
Yeah.
it's coming out at this game?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You want me to send you the ABC official thing?
Yeah.
All right, let me find it.
Yeah, ABC posted it everywhere, I guess. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'll show you. Give me
You guys
a
are both
second.
awesome. Luke's journey of self-doubt to embracing being the beacon of hope and legend that everyone believed he was is what makes The Last Jedi great in my eyes. John, I love that you enjoyed it.
Wait, I'm so sorry. What did he say? Because I just want to.
He said
I want
Luke's
to.
journey of self-doubt to embracing being the beacon of hope legend that everyone believed he was is what makes The Last Jedi great in my eyes.
Yo, that's totally fair, and I think
It's
too
fair.
that is
Yeah.
yeah, it's an understated point because a lot of people dog on Luke, and I get it, of course, but he does have an arc in the film.
Mhm.
So he's supposed to end up back where he was. So I get you, and that the self-doubt thing, like I understand it, and honestly, it's not one of the things that I like. I'm not against that. It's little things, my guy. Like he should have demolished Ray in that fight. I kind of like that he like floats on the stairs or whatever, but like at no point should she have been standing over him. Like I'm sorry,
Never
like
in a
zero.
million years.
So there's
Yeah.
just little things that add to the fact that it doesn't necessarily feel right for us, right? Because like unlike you, like we just can't see Luke bending like that because his entire arc in the original trilogy is overcoming that doubt and basically becoming like Gandhi.
Yeah, it's like we've
So
already seen that.
yeah.
So it's like for
So
him to
it's
go
hard
to
for us.
backtrack is like
But to be fair, that is a fair point that he brings up because he
is.
does have an arc,
Yeah.
So
I agree. I can see it.
yeah.
His treatment
I-
had Luke in a dark place and exiled. Then comes Kira. Luke trains her, which Kira is the original name for Rey in the concept art. Luke trains her. In George's original one, Luke trains her, and it gets deep into the Force, very spiritual and metaphysical.
Sounds great.
It is really getting old that Disney keeps leaking these things just to justify their decisions. It's just pathetic at this point. 100% agree.
Yeah. Dude, that's exactly
That's
it.
the summation of this whole
Yep.
talk, pretty much. Yeah.
Yep.
Excited to see you guys talk about this MMA.
Oh, yeah.
I know I missed some ones again. I always do this. What does Nerd Theory think Sabine was doing during the Mandalorian Purge? What happened to the Ren clan?
Well, there's one of two things. Either she was there or she wasn't. If it happens after the epilogue of Rebels, then it means she was gone. So imagine you're Sabine. You already feel terrible because you created the weapons that help the Empire destroy Mandalore. So you're already feeling bad. Then you right that wrong. You come back. You unify the homies. You get Bo-Katan set up. And then you leave to go find your lost, lover. And then the Empire just comes in and crushes everything and takes the saber back from Bo-Katan, you're probably going to be feeling pretty awful.
Mhm.
So that is potentially what happened.
I like this comment here. I want to talk about it. I feel you. I guess I'm tired of people shitting on Disney and saying they killed Star Wars, yet people are all excited for all the things Disney is producing for Disney Plus. Right.
Fair.
I can understand that, and that's fair. But the thing is that let's say you go to a restaurant. I'm sure there are certain dishes that you absolutely despise, and there are some dishes that you absolutely love and like eat all the time. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And just to add on it from my perspective is the fact that it was a continuation of George's story. So I think if you're going to set out to do that and to close up the Skywalker saga, I really think they should have really just done more of what George wanted and definitely not went at it with zero plan whatsoever. So, like, I feel you. And the thing is, and Theory and I talk about this all the time. There's a ton of great Star Wars stuff. We love the books. We love the games.
Yeah,
like,
man.
we're loving a lot of this stuff. It's just the problem was the sequel trilogy, which for many people, for all intents and purposes, is Star Wars. That just is Star Wars. They kind of dropped the ball on that, and that's a big deal. So no, Star Wars is not dead. No, Disney didn't ruin Star Wars, but they did fumble a major part of their personal responsibility to a guy that created the thing that we all love.
Yep.
So I think that our attitude is completely reasonable. So is yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone's is. I feel, because it's an opinion and we all have them. So
Yep.
it's just the way it is. I'm going to show you guys a clip from the party little movie animation that I'm making. I think it'll be fun. It's very, very fast. So I'm going to bring it up on screen here.
Cool. I want to see it. I want to check it
Dude,
out.
I can't believe
Okay. It's my first venture into something that's not Star Wars, which is pretty neat, I'd say.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Just gotta get it right here.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
we're going to a house party. This is going to be so freaking awesome.
So he doesn't know, does he?
Know what? What's the no? That Cassie invited us to her house party? Do you know what this
yeah.
means? No more eating lunch in the stairwells. After tonight, we're officially on the radar.
Tell him.
Well,
What?
it's a
I like the
themed
design,
party.
too.
So? We'll stop at my place, pick up some costumes or something. I think I still have all my costumes from theater.
It's a sequels theme. Sequels theme everything. Sequel fans only.
So what's the big deal? Raylo this, Raylo that? We'll be fine.
No, we won't.
We will be fine.
What do you think? You're some kind of Jedi waving your hand around like that or something?
I'm a prequeler. Sequel quotes won't work on me.
You still haven't watched them?
No, and I won't. Ever.
Dude, we've been over this. They had their issues, but I mean, what movie didn't? It's still Star Wars at the end of the day.
You're beginning to sound a lot like a separatist.
Listen, we'll hang around you, and if you get in some trouble, we'll bail you out. What could go wrong?
So we'll see what happens, what goes wrong.
Yep.
No music yet. It's still in development, of course. There's nothing, no SFX, no footsteps or anything like that. But yeah, it's funny. It's cute.
It's cool.
A little
It's
different.
cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrote it in like, I don't know, half an hour or so. That was it.
Yeah, dude. I dig it. I dig it. I was watching it on delay, though. I probably laughed at the wrong time. We watched it on delay. Everyone's like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, that's fine. There's like a 20-30 second delay. So Daniel, who plays the black guy on the right, is played by Jesse Gomez, who voiced Vader in the fan film. And I play Johnny, the middle guy, the white guy. And then the Asian guy is played by Matt Finish on the left. So
Very cool, man.
yeah.
Yeah, man. It's nice. I can't wait to see a little bit more of it. I think it's gonna be pretty fun.
Yeah, so the names are riffs on Karate Kid. So we got Daniel, Johnny, and Chosen.
I like it.
So,
Yeah.
But I mean, you just mix up the ethnicity, right? So
Cobra Kai season 3. Let's go.
yeah, dude, so excited.
Yeah, man.
Are you Cobra Kai fan?
Oh yes.
You are?
Oh yes. Dude, yeah, of course.
Would you want to do the podcast with me on my Cobra Kai channel?
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, of course. We got to figure that out.
Would you know? Because I do it right now with a guy named Peter, who's on Cobra Kai podcast. Cobra Kai Companion, that's his channel. He does a lot of podcast stuff. He knows his shit, and he's
cool.
great. We have a great dynamic. But if you know your stuff, it's hard for us to connect because of his schedule and my schedule. But if you know it too, I mean, you could hop on sometimes too.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, I'd definitely be open to that, man. I love that show. I think it's.
Do you love that universe? Like, are you familiar with it?
So I mean, I watched the movies and I watched the show. I don't know. Is there like other stuff to it? Other
Karate
than
Kid
that,
1,
or?
2, and 3, and then the next Karate Kid.
Yeah. I don't know if I watched the next one, to be honest, but.
Oh, I'm actually interviewing Mike Cavalieri on this Saturday, who played Ned in the next Karate Kid, the bad guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you're deep, dude. You're like
I'm deep, dude. I'm a
Yeah,
sweaty
yeah.
dude. I'm an extreme. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I would say maybe even just as much as Star Wars, maybe
Yeah.
more. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's a really magical show, man. Like I'm so happy for those guys and YouTube, it just didn't work out on YouTube, but now like with Netflix behind it
Hmm.
and I think the numbers have been really good for the show.
It's Sony, man. Sony Studios. So
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
killing it.
they're
And now Netflix is
doing great.
broadcasting it. Yeah, it's great.
So have you seen the little teaser? I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole, but did you see the little teaser? What do you think's going on with that?
100%. You're going to have to watch my breakdown.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think a lot's going down. I'm curious as to how Kreese is bleeding. But I mean, now we're digressing. People here are going to be like, why are you talking about Cobra Kai?
Yeah. Yep.
The trailer will be at halftime, just announced. When's halftime?
Well, it depends. I mean, that's the thing about sports ball is it's never for sure when halftime is because they make the last couple minutes like go forever. So
Yeah, true.
I guess maybe chat could let us know when we're close to halftime or whatever. So I don't have any idea. One more quarter till halftime, they say.
I simp so hard for Gina Carano, says Enrique. I hope to meet her someday
Yeah, man, she's
to
awesome.
get owned by her laughing face, crying face. Jesus, bro.
Yep.
She's a beautiful woman.
She is. You know, she dated Henry Cavill.
Yeah, there's no chance for any of us after
Yep,
that.
we're done.
Yeah. There's no chance. My voice of reasoning on people who bash the original prequel and sequel trilogies. We all have opinions, and we need to respect one's opinion. At the end of the day, we all love Star Wars because of what George did for us. I agree, Callista. Your words are always so deep and thoughtful.
Indeed.
The trailer will be at halftime. Favorite scene in first season of Mando? Mine is the second episode where Mando crawls up the sand crawler just to get zippity zapped by 20. I'm at the tippity top of the mountain, and I'm only halfway up.
Think about it. No, that is a great scene though. When he climbs up and they're just like blap and they get him.
Yeah,
But
it's like,
the best scene is to me the best scene is at the end of episode 3, his shootout with all of those dudes, and when he gets his rifle out and starts capping dudes and disintegrating them out of the back of that little whatever it was, I was like, this is freaking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite moment. Was those?
I was
that
blown
fight.
away at that moment. I think that's maybe my favorite moment too. I was just like, what the hell?
It's so well directed too. I mean, Deborah Chow is an amazing talent, but like basically
just
like
getting us
they're-
on
it's so
Obi-Wan.
Western. Yeah, man. It's so like Western, and then when he's just like popping them and they're like that sound effect and everything. Whew.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they're doing.
Pretty cool.
Turn to dust. You got Thanos.
Yeah.
Second
Sure.
super chat tradition of sending all the good vibes to Josh and Theory. You two make Mondays more bearable. Also, Theory, you are completely right about pre-episode 1 show. Old Republic needs more love. I agree. What do you think about this High Republic thing?
So I'm confused. I'm confused about the High Republic. And I think it's cool. Like I'm excited. I'm certainly going to check out Charles Soule's book and then Claudia Gray's book. But I don't know how much I'm going to dive into some of the other stuff. So I'll probably just read that, keep an eye on it. I don't know. Like for me, I was really hyped on it when it initially happened. But that was mostly because I thought it was going to be the future for the films and maybe TV stuff. And now it kind of seems like maybe that's not happening. So I don't really know how to feel about High Republic.
It's not happening?
Well, I just am
When did this happen?
I'm just so unsure about what the movies are actually going to be. Like apparently the next thing that Taika Waititi is apparently going to be scouting for his Star Wars movie like next year, which means that Taika is probably getting the 2023 film. And I'm just like, what? Like, I just don't understand. Like, is that High Republic or not? Is that the plan or not? Like, what's the plan? What are you guys doing over there? So I can't get super excited about High Republic until I know the extent to which we're getting High Republic content, I guess.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know we're getting the books and like all that stuff, but the books don't really. The pictures so far don't interest me. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'm planning to make Vader comedy series. Yay or nay? Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Don't let me
Do it
tell
up,
you,
man.
Yeah. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes app game. Do you like it? I've never played it.
It's pretty dope, but I couldn't get really into it. People get really sweaty in that.
Is it
Dude,
fun?
the amount of money, it's fun for sure. The amount of money that EA has made from that game is absurd, dude. Like absurd, like billions.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Microtransactions.
Yeah. Yeah. I never really seen much of it. I don't really know what it's about.
It's like a Final Fantasy kind of game with it's just like a straight RPG with Star Wars characters, but there's also like a ship mode that they added. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I won't lie, like,
For mobile.
it's cool. Yeah, yeah. But like that mobile game grind, like you really gotta love whatever mobile game you really get into. You really gotta.
I'm not a
love
mobile.
It.
I mean, dude, I did a ton of mobile gaming when I was younger, but I don't
There's
know
a new
why.
Marvel game. There's a new Marvel game that I'm really into called Realm of Champions. And I actually met the developers at New York Comic Con last year, and I was already interested in the game, but when I sat down with the developers, like, dude, these people made me like believe in the game. I was like, this is really cool. And then I met the developers for the Avengers game, and I was like, this game's gonna blow. Like I just knew, meeting the developers. I was like, nope, not the same vibe. It's just a job, corporate this, corporate
I bought
that.
the game, and after the alpha, I never played it. I never actually played the full game.
full
I bought
actual
for like
version.
$120. Yeah, it was such.
Holy cow, really?
Yeah, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be great. Like, it's gonna be cool. Like, I can get all the skins. I never even touched it. I never even wanted to stream it. I was like, this is it's boring, dude. I don't want to
Dude,
do this.
apparently the PC population on that game is less than 1,000 right now. Less than 1,000 people. Yeah. They didn't do too hot on that one.
And then you got Among Us at like 70 million a day or something. Yeah.
Right? Dude, Among Us is tearing it up.
Yeah, good for them, man. Good for them. The second quarter is about to start. Tomorrow is William Zabka's birthday. Yo! Happy birthday, the real Karate Kid. Cobra Kai Theory is my dig, man. We got to do this. Dude, Yo, Nigel, where the hell you been, bro? Hope you're doing good, buddy. I accept that Disney messed up the sequel trilogy, but in the end, they will come good because they want their $10 billion asset die in the first decade of owning it. They won't let their $10 billion asset die in the first decade of owning it.
Yeah,
You'd
well,
think so.
yeah, you would certainly think so.
You'd hope
yes.
so, right?
Yep. We'll see.
Don't mind me if I do. Can you have the trailer running in the background when it comes out? Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're probably going to end the show, and then we're going to start a new live stream where me and Josh are going to react to the trailer somehow,
I'm
which
down.
I've never done with two people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down, and also like whatever you need to do too, man. Because if you need to just go solo with that, that's totally fine.
I feel like I think better solo, but I bounce ideas off you really well, and you I don't know, I just feel like we work well together.
Yeah, we have good.
Like, you know your shit. Yeah.
Bond. Yeah. I would say. I mean, look, again, totally up to you. It's like weird because I would love to break it down with you too.
Yeah.
But I also know that like the reaction vid and like doing a reaction would be really good. Like as far as views and stuff for the channel. So, I mean, honestly,
yours.
well, for both of ours.
Why don't
you know what
we
I mean?
stream it at the same time? Can't we do that?
Yes, we can, and then just
Like
be like
you'll be streaming on your channel, I'll be streaming
Yeah.
on my channel, and I'll just run a feed through, and I'll have you as like a little box in the corner. Just
yeah,
like what
or
we're
even
doing now.
yeah, or even just voice or whatever too. Yeah, we could figure that out.
Or we can do our reaction, and then we can do another video after that and come together and talk about it together. So we have literally like 3 videos today.
Yeah, that could work.
Okay.
That could work.
I'm down with that.
So yeah, maybe we could do reactions separate, and then come back and do
And then
breakdown.
come back and do breakdown and what we thought of it.
Yeah, no, I'm down. That works for me.
Impressions. Yeah, what we thought about, first impressions.
Yeah.
And then we could watch it together again if you want.
Oh heck yeah, no, that sounds perfect. Because then like what I'll do is I might not even stream my reaction. I might just like record it and just upload it real quick on my channel, and then I'll hit you up, and then we can get back on stream together.
Okay.
Does that sound cool?
Yeah, that sounds cool. Mine's probably going to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because usually I just get, if it's really hypey, I get hyped up and I just all the thoughts and theories just.
Oh yeah. No, I get.
But then I'll cut it
try to-
short, and then yeah,
Yeah.
I'll call you on Skype. You and I will come on, and we'll have some. You guys want that? You guys want more? Yeah.
Are you not entertained? Is that not why you are here?
Puts the mic to
Yeah,
the
dude.
audience. Crickets. Get off the
No, that'd be
stage.
fun.
For the record, I've always been told I look like Henry Cavill, and I have the hair allegedly.
Whoa, good for you, man.
Yeah, good for you, bro. Must be nice. BRB gonna go hide in my basement. Must be nice, Enrique.
Yeah, it must be nice.
Yo, just say like people say I look like Henry Cavill. People say I look like a Greek god, and I have like perfect hair. Ha 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 ha.
I'm pretty sure like a blind lady would say I look like Henry Cavill. That's about the best I can do.
Yeah.
It looks like they like that idea.
They like
So,
that idea? Type 1
I
if you
think
want
so.
that, if you like that idea. Yeah. Oh, well. Wesley Snipes, hey, my guy. Hey, bro. Are you going to ask the cheese question again? God damn it. Every time Wesley comes, he's just, bless his heart. He sends me money and he asks what my favorite cheese is.
And what is your favorite cheese?
God damn it. Not you, too.
No, you
Were
too.
you
Is
working
it-
with him?
Yeah,
Probably
exactly.
brie.
I'm a player.
I like brie. I like. I don't really eat cheese, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, me neither. I like a sharp cheddar though. Is that what the kids
Like if
cool
it's on
kids say?
pizza, I'll eat it. You know. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What's that cheese that's on like a margarita pizza, where it's like it'll be like all red and then there's like blots of cheese? Is that like burrata or like a mozzarella or something?
I don't know.
Because whatever that is, it's banging.
I'm sub 10% Italian. I should know this.
Yeah, man. What are you
Um,
thinking? You gotta know about the burrata.
gotta know, eh, Tony? What was I gonna say? If a fan ever made me like a home cooked meal, I wouldn't eat it.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think that's a smart idea.
I couldn't, dude. You never know,
Yeah.
man. I don't know. Like
Exactly.
I'm yeah. Like hey, I forget about it. You know, I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. Who knows what the hell's been in there? What did you do? Is there like poison in there? Did you like rub your feet in there or something? Or like
Yeah.
what did you do?
Can't do
Yeah.
it. Somebody said it's a podcast about cheese now.
Jesus.
Let's
Theory,
go.
update us on where you are in Rebels. In Rebels, I am season 3, episode 19.
Nice, dude. You're tearing through that.
Yeah.
The end of season 2. Pretty wild, huh?
Yeah. The second half of season 3 has been, I'd say after episode like 12 has been great. The whole season, the whole show so far has been very boring, very slow, with glimmers of the most amazing crap I've ever seen.
Yep, that's
So
exactly
it's
what it
like-
is, yeah.
It's like I don't even know where I stand on it because like some parts are just like,
Yep. Mhm.
and then other parts are just like,
Yeah.
I didn't need to watch this. Like,
Yeah.
it's like we're never gonna hear about this mission again. Like, it's like it is like, oh, they go off, something happens, and then all the at the end everything goes together again, and then they meet up again, and it's like, and then they blast off into hyperspace. It's like,
Yeah. I remember season 3 being particularly disappointing to me, and I think it was just because like we came off the high of the season 2 ending, and you're like, you just all you want to see is Maul and Ezra.
yeah,
That's all you want to see.
Yeah.
You're just like, I just want to see Maul and Ezra.
Coolest
Like, what's going on with
dynamic.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then they just kind of really stretch that out. But I think that the final season is pretty spectacular.
4?
And yes, that one is pretty much good all the way through. There might be a couple filler episodes, but dude, like,
I'm heading
The
into it
fir-
tonight. Yeah,
oh, dude, the first episode in season 4 is like, as an Ezra fan, you're like, that's my guy.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
I really
Yeah.
like Ezra now. I think he's cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's really interesting, really unique, and his sort of propensity for the dark side, even though you can tell he's a really good person, is really interesting. And he's able to do something in season 4 that like basically no one can do, which is pretty interesting. So yeah, something's going
something-
on with that kid.
That really pushes the show further from just being kind of a snooze fest is first of all the characters are awesome. The storylines of like each episode, some are just like very like just I hate the word filler episodes because everything has a backstory and everything builds up to something else. But some of these episodes are full on filler. Like to me, they're just like, what the hell was this mission? Like there was just like a one off. Like okay, and then like Hondo shows up, steals the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know he's amazing, and then that's it. But it's like I need to know about any of this stuff.
Yeah, it definitely has the filler problem. Like 100% has the filler problem. And I remember like watching episodes, and the thing that sucked about watching it at the time was you really had to wait. Like you legit had to wait. I think it was like every Tuesday or something.
Oh.
Yeah. So can you imagine like being super hyped and then watching like I think there wasn't there an episode where just all the droids are just hanging out. Maybe you haven't gotten to that one yet, but there's an episode dedicated to the droids. I'm pretty sure. And there's just like a ton of really whack episodes that were very frustrating. But then you get to moments like when you see what happens, dude, season 4 is ridiculous. Like season 4 is so good. It is very much on another level in a lot of ways. Have you gotten to the Bendu at all? Is he in
Yeah,
the
man,
show?
he's cool.
Yeah.
What's up with him?
Yeah. Well,
Like
I
I've
mean,
always known about him, but like now I get to like know about him in detail. It's like
yeah, he
Where's he been?
represents. Yeah, exactly. And what is he? You know what I mean? And like, how does he relate
he's
to the
like this
Mortis gods?
giant freaking.
It's like a moose.
Moose gorilla looking dude.
Yeah.
Like
And he's got the best voice, dude. He's got the best
yeah,
voice.
it's like Qui-Gon times 2. But like, what if he fought Palpatine? Like what? What's the deal? Like,
right. That's
who
a,
is he?
That's
Like,
a
what's
great
his-
question. I think it's kind of left ambiguous.
or is he just a figment of Kanan's imagination?
No, I think he's real. And I think also Dave talks about how Ahsoka actually has a conversation with the Bendu as well. But it's not actually on the show. You don't see it. But like he has storyboards for it, and he explains where it happens in the timeline. And I think there's something to that. Because, you know, Ahsoka being sort of outside the Jedi Sith dynamic is very much like a Bendu thing.
Yeah.
So like where he says like he calls Kanan like his presence is like a violent storm, and Kanan's just on the light side. Well, I believe if Ahsoka were to come up to him, he wouldn't feel like she was a violent storm. He would be like, oh, this is a well balanced Force user. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which would be really interesting.
Yeah. I kind of feel like Sith are like the Bendu, but they're just evil. Because they use all aspects of the Force. They use all sides. Whereas the Jedi literally just limit themselves.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think there could be Sith that are like him for sure. I think the problem with the Sith is that once you begin to use the Force, and I think really what happens to the Sith is that they feel in some ways above the Force. And they feel like they should bend the Force to their will, right? And so that is not necessarily the Bendu, right?
Yeah.
Because he's balanced and everything, but I truly believe he has reverence for the cosmic force, whereas the Sith just view it as a tool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
they're
could be
swimming
Sith.
upstream, and the Bendu are swimming with it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. 100%. Now there could be some Sith, and it would be, dude, I would love to see like a dark side Jedi that was a little more balanced. I mean, this is what everybody wanted for Ben Solo. You know, everybody wanted Ben and Rey to like create the gray Jedi, to create an order that was more in line with the Bendu.
Yeah.
But that obviously did not happen. So
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, but it's cool. There are a lot of really cool parts in the show, and I really enjoy it. Callista says, what's your favorite cheese? Damn it, Callista. Theory, update us on when... Oh, yeah, okay. So seeing Darth Vader in Dutch means Dark Father. Do you think it influenced the reason why George Lucas decided in Episode 5 that Luke will be the son? No. I don't think so. From what we know, that was something that he told Mark Hamill, and only Mark Hamill, when they were filming that.
yeah.
And
It was
the original... Go ahead.
Well, I know that originally Anakin and Vader were not the same person. And so he was going to have a backstory of Anakin, and that originally Vader killed Anakin for real. So what's really funny is, you know, Obi-Wan says, you know, from a certain point of view, you know, or whatever. And like, it's just funny because the meta on that is like, no, it really was that way at first. But yeah, I don't know if that's where I kind of think that George was always focused on the hero's journey and on the mythology of the thing. And the reason the virgin birth is even in the prequels is because he really wanted to go there. That is, I mean, the virgin birth is in a lot of mythologies and a lot of cultures. So I think the idea of the father and the son, that's a very traditional mythological archetype.
Yeah.
And so I think that's more than it was than the name.
Have you seen the original script, like the original comic? The original script turned into comics.
No, I have
Star
not.
Wars.
That would be great.
I have them in the other room. A fan sent them to me, and I don't know if he ever found out that I actually got them or not. I think I posted it on Twitter, or on Instagram. Dude, they're pretty rad, man.
Nice.
Very different.
Yeah.
Some argument that I see a lot of people poise on Twitter actually is in regards to, in defense of the sequels not having a plan, they throw it out there saying that George Lucas didn't have a plan and he changed a whole bunch of stuff. I would argue that, sure, but George Lucas's things that he changed weren't so detrimental to the entire story and plot as a whole. It was still pretty much written out. Also, he was the creator, and third, he was creating it from nothing. There was nothing to look back on for reference.
Yeah.
Right? So you had a blank page, and whatever he was drawing, he could erase whatever he wanted and draw a new line.
Yep.
But when you are continuing another drawing or another line or something like that, you cannot all of a sudden just, I'm not going to continue there and just go off and like on the corner of the page. It's like, well, what happened here? It's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. It's such an interesting one because I agree with you, particularly with the last point, right? It's like, look, George was creating it. There was no canon, plain and simple. Whatever he retconned, that was canon.
Yeah.
And so I think a more appropriate one would be if he were to create the prequels without a plan, which we know is not true. He had a plan for the prequels for sure.
First. He had that
Yeah,
first.
exactly. So he took the model of, okay, now we've got this thing, we've got this canon, we got this universe, and what he does in the prequels is a better example of what you should do when there's established canon. So I don't think it's a fair comparison, but I will say, to throw the sequel fans a bone, it is still, just because they didn't have a plan does not mean that it was impossible for the trilogy to be incredible. It could have been a series of retcons and still been great. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
So like winning solves all the problems, right? So if like it had crushed and everybody universally loved it and there was no Canto Bight and, you know, yada, 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 then all of a sudden like we're having a different conversation. So I get where they're coming from. I just don't think it's a fair point, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. What type of milk do you drink? Almond milk. Yeah.
I don't drink milk at all.
Yeah, I don't drink milk. I drink almond milk.
Yeah.
Sometimes. 10 minutes until halftime. Has there been any more talk on burning the canon sequel series? I remember that rumor came around a couple months ago. What?
Yeah, that rumor has zero factual basis. Zero. There is no way Disney would do that. Zero way they would do that. The closest we're going to get is probably what's going to happen now, which is they will distance themselves from the sequel trilogy. They're going to tell us a bunch of stories in between episodes 6 and 7. That's what the Filoniverse will be. And so they will give us some more context and some other stuff that hopefully they think we'll like better. But there is no way, like, imagine how ridiculous that would be. Those, first of all, these movies made $5 billion. You want to retcon movies that made $5 billion? Like, this is like one of the most ridiculous rumors I've ever heard. Like, it's absurd.
Something I hear people say is like, oh, you know, the Force Awakens or whatever, or Last Jedi made so much money. It's like, it's Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, the trend is what's really more important. So, like, the trend went down. And you can maybe argue that after Force Awakens, it was inevitable that it would go down. But if you looked at, like, and I've looked at a lot of different data, like, it wasn't just the revenue, it was the interest. The interest in the brand literally declined.
Oh, bro, I see it in my channel.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Oh,
so that's the problem. It's
when
not
I had my channel performed better when I had 400,000 subs.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
But that was just because Star Wars was popping more. Is essentially
Yeah,
what
people
we're saying,
were
right?
interested. They were really, really invested in it, and you know, it was before The Last Jedi, and yeah, man. But you know, now I have 2.5 million subs, 2.52, and I'm a mere shadow of the channel I was 2 years ago, based on interest,
Yep.
based on fan
And
interest. So
that's
it's
dangerous, but that's what they need. That's why the Filoniverse is so important, because they need to reestablish like a connection with some of these quadrants that they've just lost. Like they've just plainly lost people. And look, it is what it is. Again, like you can love the sequel trilogy and still acknowledge that there were decisions made that inevitably affected Star Wars in a negative way. And I don't think you can possibly, like, here's the thing. If you're the type of fan that can see that and still be like, I don't care about the future of Star Wars, I just like the sequel trilogy, therefore it's good and everyone's wrong, then you're just a kind of a dummy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think of that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's fine to have your own opinion on stuff, but not when it, kind of leaks into other people's opinions as well. And, seeing yours as the elitist or, the holy of holiness.
Agreed.
This is BS. Article, Rian Johnson needs to come back to Star Wars.
You think he's coming back?
Yeah, probably.
You do?
Probably.
I don't know, man. I really don't.
It would be it would be very dangerous.
Yeah.
Not just, in terms of storytelling. I think he's a fine storyteller when he's making up his own stuff that doesn't have any existing lore. But I think it's dangerous in the sense that fans will be pissed.
Well, despite so yes, you're right.
In spite, they didn't see Solo, and that was made by Ron Howard, who's
totally
a great guy.
I know, right? Totally different guy. No, you're right, but I think it's beyond just the fact that people would be pissed. It's the fact that even the people that wouldn't be pissed, they're not actually going to be talking about whatever the project is. They're going to be talking about Rian. So Rian did this thing where his presence is now a bigger story than whatever the actual project will be about. And he's a lightning rod for controversy. Like, I'm sorry, I just see no scenario in which he's actually going to come back. And besides, he's working on like Knives Out 2 or like other projects like that. Like, I don't think this dude's coming back.
I don't want him to come back.
Yeah, I don't either.
I know.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah,
so
wish him all the success with his other projects, but yeah, just please don't touch Star Wars ever again. Maul in Dutch, to knock, to push, to shake, to thrust, to hunt, to butt, to jounce, or to stub. Yeah, so a lot of these different Sith names have actual meanings. Darth Tyrannus.
Yeah.
Maul,
well, he loved
Sidious.
Vader was Invader, right? So he just took the prefix off of Invader to make Vader. Same thing with Sidious, is Insidious, right? So yeah, he was playing with so much fun stuff with the names. Absolutely.
Simple stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. What kind of cheese does Josh like? I like turtles. It's the quality questions that we want to see.
Yeah, these are the quality questions we like on Nerd Theory.
So what is it?
Probably burrata. I'd say burrata. Burrata's a fantastic cheese if you've never had it, but it turns really, really quickly, so you got to get it drop shipped to you.
Den of Nerds, are you going to watch WandaVision after The Mandalorian Season 2, which is adorable and cute? Baby Yoda or Baby Wookiee?
Both.
I'd say Baby Jawa. Jabba.
Baby Jabba's pretty cute, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're most of the babies in Star Wars are pretty cute.
What's your favorite Star Wars line? Mine is, it's not a problem if you don't look up.
That's a really good one, dude. I have no idea.
Who said that?
It's not a problem if you don't look up. That's in Rogue One. That's what's her face? She's like
Jyn?
Saw's Jyn. Saw's like, you can stand to see the Imperial flag fly.
Oh.
And she's like, it's not a problem if you don't look up.
Oh, good for you, dude. Nice. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. Missed my second chat. Look at the cheese love. I know, right? Where you been, Wesley? Okay, we're gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna go make a thumbnail for the reaction for Mando Season 2 trailer that will come out probably within the next, I don't know, half an hour to an hour. I'm gonna do a reaction to that. Josh is gonna do his reaction to that on his channel, The Den of Nerds, and then after that, we're going to join forces and unite, and we will do like a live breakdown with all of you and see what the fandom thinks and have some fun with it.
That'll be
Yeah.
dope. Yep.
Yeah. So, Obi-Wan Kenobi, yeah, I agree, dude. Okay, here are all the Ryan Johnson comments.
Here they come.
If Ryan Johnson comes back, I'll literally never watch Star Wars ever again. Anyone that says he didn't cause pain for Star Wars is an idiot. Question for both. What creative would you want to work in Star Wars that hasn't yet in their career? What? What creative?
Ridley Scott.
Oh,
I
I
would
see what
love.
you're saying.
Yeah. I'd like to see Ridley Scott. I think he's really coming into his. Well, he's having like a sort of renaissance. I thought what he did with Raised by Wolves was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I'd like to see some Ridley Scott.
I want to see Quentin Tarantino.
Oh yes. Only if here's the pitch. Here's the pitch. I'm gonna pitch this to you right now. A Quentin Tarantino movie about Jar Jar Binks, but he's breaking the fourth wall, and he realizes he's a laughingstock of Star Wars, and so he's going around the Star Wars universe to kill all of the most popular
Oh
characters.
my god,
Yeah.
that actually be really funny.
Yeah, man.
I actually want to make that into a animation.
Do it.
Might have to credit Josh.
Yeah, just give me story cred, and I'll sit there just like everybody else and enjoy watching it. So I'm good with that.
Dude, I'd be down. Okay, you want to write that together?
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That'd be so
Okay.
fun. Like
Jar Jar's Revenge. I'm gonna title it Jar Jar's Revenge.
perfect. And because it's parody, they can't really touch us.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right, guys. I'll catch you later. Also, update. I have a lot of lo-fi tracks coming out for your viewing and viewing because there's going to be a lot of 3D elements in there as well, which will be enjoyable and audible enjoyment and pleasure. Hope you'll enjoy it. Be out soon, probably next week, along with a lot of animations. Once Upon a Theory episode 2, season 2, and many more to come. Fanfiction also dropping this week as well, with a sponsored video in it, which is going to help pay for more animations. So,
Beautiful thing.
all right, guys, we'll catch you in a little bit, probably like in an hour or so. Stay tuned.
Peace out.